Identify the relevant information given to you in the application problem below. Use that information to answer the questions that follow on practical domain and practical range. Round your answers to 2 decimal places as needed. So let's read the application. A local window washing company charges $9.42 for each window, plus a reservation fee of $8. They wash a maximum of 17 windows. Also, they have the policy that once a reservation is made, if you cancel, the reservation fee is non-refundable. Let C represent the total cost from the window washing company, and X represents the number of windows washed. So that's our information, and we want to find the practical domain and range. So first, let's write down a formula for this. So first, our input and our output. So our input, X, is the number of windows washed. And our output, C, or C of X, is the cost for washing X windows. So now let's create our formula. Well, we were told it was $9.42 for each window, and since the windows washed varies, this is our variable part. It's $9.42 times X, which is the number of windows. And the reservation fee does not depend on the number of windows. It's automatically just $8. So now let's think about what the practical domain of this function is. So domain, notice they have x's in here, or an x in here, and the domain is referring to the permissible input values. So the number of windows washed. So I think you'll agree the smallest number of windows washed would be 0. We couldn't have a negative number of windows washed. Okay. And it wouldn't be very smart to have 0 windows washed because you'd have to pay $8, but it could be that you sign up to have your windows washed and then you cancel. Now, what's the largest value of X? Well, that would be the maximum number of windows that they could wash. And notice that was given in the problem. They wash a maximum of 17 windows. So that's the company's maximum, so we're going to fill that in there. Okay. Now we're going to identify the practical range of this function. Well, the range is the possible output values. So C of X represents the cost for washing X windows. Well, notice if you have 0 windows washed, that would be the smallest cost you could possibly have. So let's just evaluate this. So C of 0 equals 9.42 times 0 plus 8, which is 0 plus 8, or just 8. So that makes sense. If you had 0 windows washed, you'd still have to pay the reservation fee of $8, and your cost would be $8. Now, the most you could pay would be if you had 17 windows washed, because it's more for each window you have. So the maximum would be C of 17. Well, that's 9.42 times each of the 17 windows plus the reservation fee. So let's find this on the calculator. 9.42 times 17, and now add on the reservation fee. So $168.14. So C of 17 is $168.14, and that's the largest number you could pay for washing the windows. So just to sum up, we found the number of windows that could be washed, which varied from 0 to 17, and we knew 0 because it's the lowest amount and 17 because we were given that in the problem. Then we found, since the cost is increasing, the more windows you have washed, the more money you're going to pay. It's $9.42 per window. We knew that the range was the smallest value, 0, the cost for 0 windows, and the largest value would be the cost for the largest amount of windows washed.